Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mind of the Warrior. I am your host, Dr. Mike Simpson. After a very long hiatus, we are back on Apple, back on Spotify, back on all podcast platforms with the addition of our new YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this on one of the regular platforms, jump on over to YouTube, give a like, and subscribe over to our Mind of the Warrior YouTube channel. This is going to be a whole new world for us. As you can see behind me, whole new studio, whole new rebranding. Everything that you already know and love about the Mind of the Warrior podcast is going to continue. It's going to give us a lot more opportunity moving forward to do live streams, to have more in-studio guests. As you can see, with the studio, I can now have people come in. It's not all going to be remote. I think it makes for a little bit more organic and a little bit more personal conversation when you have somebody here. Also, I'll have the advantage of, typically I would do streaming guests, but I wouldn't do video to keep down on the bandwidth. But I like the idea of having us both up in video. It's more like a real conversation. You get to see everybody's reaction. So I'm really looking forward to this. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, not familiar with Mind of the Warrior, not familiar with me, again, my name is Mike Simpson. I am a military veteran. I retired from the United States Army in 2016 after a 32-year career. Most of that, I almost said most, if not all, but damn near all of that in the special operations community. I spent 4 years as an infantryman in 1st Ranger Battalion, cutting my teeth there. From there, I went on to Special Forces selection, made it through selection, trained as a Special Forces 18 Charlie, so Special Forces engineer sergeant. Crossed over, became an 18 Delta Special Forces medic, finished out my time in Special Forces and 7 Special Forces Group as an 18 Fox Special Forces intelligence sergeant. From there, I went to medical school, went back to the SOF community, and I did 6 years at the Joint Special Operations Command, deployed 5 times in the Global War on Terror as a board-certified emergency medicine physician. So currently retired. I live here in Central Texas. I work as a SWAT physician. I work also as a fight doctor. So I work combat sports, ringside, cage side. I work with both local and state SWAT teams. I give lectures on tactical medicine around the country with a couple different organizations. I also own my own company called Graybeard Performance. Graybeard Performance is the life and lifestyle brand for guys over 40 who want to continue to live the warrior athlete lifestyle. So that's a little bit about me. I also have a concierge telehealth practice working with guys who need hormone replacement, hormone optimization. Typically this is known as a TRT practice. I wrote a book, as you can see here behind me. It's called Honed: Finding Your Edge as a Man Over 40. This is to help men lead a life of activity and continue to be absolute savages on into middle age and past middle age. What can you expect out of this podcast? So what you can expect out of this podcast, I'm kind of all over the map, to be honest with you. When it's called Mind of the Warrior, which basically means anything I think about, any shiny object that I want to explore, I might do an episode on that. I've had multiple guests on in the past. Chael Sonnen has been on before. He's coming back again in the next episode. Tim Kennedy's a good friend of mine. He's been on before. Chad Lyman, a lot of thought leaders in defensive tactics and law enforcement. So a lot of law enforcement officers, MMA fighters. Robin Black's been on the show. A number of UFC fighters have been on in the past. You can expect that to continue, as well as Green Berets, SEALs, MARSOC Marines, Air Force Special Operations, both from the U.S. and around the globe. I'm going to have a former SAS trooper on in the very near future. So what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about health and wellness. I love to talk about that. I love to help you as the listener optimize your health and wellness, both for performance and longevity. And those who have listened to the podcast before know that those are two different things, and we talk about both of them quite a bit. We'll talk about medical issues. Dr. Drew Wingy will be back on again. We'll do a couple of different shows on testosterone replacement, on peptides, on supplements, on things that you need to do to optimize yourself and stay healthy. I love to talk about martial arts and self-defense. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. I also do a little bit of Muay Thai and boxing on the side, do some MMA also. All of that will be explored in depth. We are going to continue to talk about MMA, probably do fight breakdowns, might do some live streams, fight companion style shows. Who knows? Law enforcement topics are going to be something that we touch on quite a bit, specifically fitness for first responders, combatives, and use of force. I've had use of force experts on in the past. I don't consider myself to be the foremost expert medically in use of force, so I seek those people out, and I've had them on the podcast before. We're going to talk about military and veteran issues, whether this is fieldcraft, training, PTSD, entrepreneurship in the veteran community. All of that's something we'll touch. Hopefully Nick Palmashano will come back on. I'm sure you know him as the CEO of Ranger up in Dieseljack Media. I do like to talk about Second Amendment issues quite a bit, and I tend to dovetail a little bit of firearm training stuff. I don't typically do firearm training videos because I don't feel that I'm personally qualified to do that, and I don't do a lot of outside videos. But now with the addition of the YouTube channel, I might be adding something like that. I already do have a list of physical therapy type self-defense related fitness stuff that I want to do in videos, so I might add some firearm stuff to that as well. And occasionally I'll do the odd movie review. I go see a movie, I really like it or I really dislike it. Hey, I've got the microphone. I love to come on and talk about it. Anything I come across that I feel is going to help you, the listener, to be the absolute best version of yourself, that's the type of stuff that I'm looking to record. So if you like what you hear, if you're interested in following the podcast as it continues to evolve, we've been at it for years already, and this next phase is going to be really exciting. I hope you'll join us for it. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So every time these come out, you'll be aware of it and you'll be able to get it on the ground floor. And that's it. This is just a short introductory video just to know that we are back and to expect really great things moving forward from the podcast. So I'm going to close this episode with a quote. One of my favorite quotes, as many of you know, from the great samurai Miyamoto Musashi, who said, "Study strategy over the years and achieve the spirit of the warrior. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men." Remember that, everybody. And until next time, live life like a warrior.